you're talking to them. Yes. Well, Tanashi, you might be a little shocked by this. Okay. So, Charlie did the story about someone who donated their entire life savings to a streamer. Okay, Kaiba, have a good night. So, given your absolutely wonderful generosity earlier in the stream, I thought this might be a good video to watch as maybe perhaps a cautionary tale of what I absolutely do not want to have happen to you guys. Okay, so we're gonna go. We'll take a look at this, and please take note of what not to do. Okay.
There's a phenomenon where some viewers get so parasocially latched onto a streamer, like more so than a newborn to their mother's titty, that they will actually carve out pieces of their paycheck solely for their favorite streamer. And it gets to such an extreme degree in some cases that some viewers will even donate all of their money to their favorite streamer. And I'm not saying that as an exaggeration, it has happened multiple times. Of course, it's not the most common thing in the world, but the fact that it's happened at all, and more than once, should be enough to have you scratch at your chinny chin chin and go, It's just so weird. A year ago, I covered the story of the man in China who donated all of his money and all of his family's savings to the tune of $550,000 to a streamer just so she would call him bro. Brother, every streamer on the planet will call you bro for free, but he wanted that.
Yes, chat, I will do that right now. Bro. Chat, you are my bros, okay? There. You don't have to send me $500,000. I did it for you for free, right now. Bros. My bros. My bros. No one to moments only. No. Stop it, we're expert.
It was so special and so important to him that he ruined his life and jeopardized the future of his family just to send all of that money to that streamer to hear her.
Sketty! Thank you for the tier 3! Thank you so much, Sketty!
Refer to him as bro. It's fucking insanity. Like, it's actually unbelievable. And you know what else is unbelievable? Our cheeky Black Friday sale offer. 20% off of all of our soaps using any creator code. Go to usecheeky.com right now and get the best soap in the universe. Anyway, this is the reason why I'm yapping about this topic again here today. I just read this. A woman in China had donated all of her and her husband's money to her favorite live streamer that she was obsessed with. This one is...
Yeah. This time, it was a woman. It was a woman who did this. A woman donated the equivalent of $94,000 to a male streamer. And her husband divorced her because of it. Wishy shit. So yeah, it's not only guys that simp for streamers. The guys don't have an exclusivity on this. The bitches do it too, okay?
All of her and her husband's money to her favorite live streamer that she was obsessed with. This one is just diabolical. I just have to talk about this. It is so outrageous. It sounds like it's just a made-up plotline in a Hallmark movie for the sake of conflict, but it's real, apparently. A man in central China has filed for divorce after learning his wife blew their life savings on a male streamer, sending him $94,000 and leaving the family deep in debt. We're going to take a breather here for a second to really let that marinate. $94,000 she sent of her and her husband's money to this stranger who she became obsessed with through watching his streams.
Jesus.
This is already very different than the...
I honestly am worried. What is the CCP going to do to this woman? Like, this man is divorcing her? But what is the CCP going to do? Because you know that the CCP cares more about men than they do women. So what is the government going to do to her? And CCP is Chinese Communist Party. Yeah. the government might ask also, like, he's divorcing her, but what's the government gonna do? Is he gonna go to some kind of a camp, perhaps? Maybe go to some kind of a re-education camp, maybe? Eat.
Others of its kind because it is a woman who is now donating all this money to a male streamer because she is obsessed with him. Normally, the meme is like the desperate, lonely, virgin loser is throwing cash and cum at his favorite female streamer's stream to try and get her attention so she'll fall in love with him and be his romantic partner for life, and he bankrupts himself in that pursuit. And while that has happened in the past, this is very, very different. And it is heartbreaking for the husband in this story here.
Yes.
The husband spent 8 years living...
Like, it's heartbreaking for the husband, not only financially, but his wife was so obsessed with this male streamer that basically, I won't quantify this as almost like she was cheating on him. Not simply because of the financial year, but because, that coupled with the level of attention she must have been giving this male streamer and giving him so much money, I would classify this as she was cheating on him with this streamer.
Spent 8 years living frugally and funneling nearly all of his income to his wife, hoping to give her a sense of security. This guy was literally living and breathing to try and make his wife comfortable and happy. So all of his money that he was earning through being very cost conscientious and everything that he was working towards, he was letting his wife hold. But his wife, unfortunately, was viewing this money as the streamer's money that she just had the privilege of giving it to him. Basically, she didn't even view this money as theirs. Basically, she viewed this as her holding that streamer's cash, and she couldn't wait to give it all to him. It's fucking...
What did you, when she sent this money to the streamer, did she literally think if she sends him enough money, he was gonna slide into her DMs? Charlie's calling this parasocial. I think it is parasocial, but I think she was also hoping that if she just threw so much money at him, that he would actually get in contact with her and say, hey, wanted to come to my place. I suspect that, my gut feeling is that she was hoping at the same time, if I throw enough money at him, he's going to send me a message saying, come meet with me.
Concerning. It is alarming. According to South China Morning Post, he saved $163,000 during that time, all of which he entrusted to her. But when he recently asked to check the account, his wife refused, raising suspicions, and she later broke down and admitted the money was gone. Fucking devastating. That is tragic. Not only is all the money gone, but your wife is...
That's a good question. Was she funneling all this money into the streamer, hoping that the streamer would reach out to her and say, let me take you away from all of this and take care of her and maybe dick her up a little bit too? Because, yes, we typically see it as the guy that is simping for the girl, and our response is, gamer, she ain't gonna fuck you. In this situation, it's, sweetheart, he ain't fucking you. He's not going to fuck you. He's not going to take you off and make you his bride so he can, have you divorce the loser that you married and take you away on a white charger to live happily ever after as his blushing bride while he dicks you up every night. But I think she actually thought that was going to happen.
So obsessed with another man that she's never met or anything, and it is confirmed in this report that they have never met offline, at least... allegedly, I suppose. But she is so obsessed with another man that she is willing to give all of your money, all of your hard-earned clams that you were entrusting to your wife whom you love and want to share this beautiful future with together. All of that is now vanished because she wanted to give it to some other guy. Now, of course, this would still be tragic even if she was giving it to somebody else for an entirely different reason, like she just really likes Queso's streams and he was struggling during egging on, so she donated all of her and her husband's money to Queso cheering him on. That would still be a universe collapsing moment. But the fact that she was doing
Sure,
it to
yeah.
another streamer whom apparently she was so obsessed with, and I imagine in a romantic way based on how all of this reads, that is just another layer of gut wrenching. It's just
Yeah.
so fucking awful.
This
Out
is
of
a
the
level of betrayal
1.16
that's
million
insane.
yuan, she tipped 670K to a male live streamer she followed obsessively.
God.
She couldn't explain where the rest of the money went. On top of that, she had borrowed another 11.2K from
Oh
online lenders,
my
pushing the family into
God.
debt. This is the husband. Lou said he lived in a bare bones rental costing 42 USD a month while sending nearly every
Jesus.
spare cent home. His wife has been a full-time caregiver for their child.
Oh God, and they have a kid. Yes, Garrett, they have a child. That was the next line. The wife was a full-time caregiver for their child since they married 8 years ago. Oh my God. This is fucking heartbreaking. Yeah. Yeah, apparently he was working his ass off away from home, living in basically a roach motel just to try and send as much money as he could home. And the whole time she burns all of their money and took out a fucking loan. And even took out a loan for this. While she has a child she's supposed to take care of. And now they have nothing. The child has nothing. This is so fucking heartbreaking. My heart absolutely breaks for this guy. Like he has nothing now. He's worked his ass off for God knows how many years, and now he has nothing. And is probably actually in debt. He is responsible for the debt. Because they're married and she took out a loan, I think he may be responsible for that debt as well. Shit.
Since they married 8 years ago. Yep. She cared more about that live streamer than her own child and husband, putting them all into debt, ensuring that this family was going to have a very hard time raising this child because they now have nothing. She was so fucking obsessed that she sent them into financial oblivion here just for a crumb of attention from this live streamer. It's sickening. Like, it's actually just despicable. I've been saving money on food and expenses and offered all my money to her. However, she gave the money to another man, he told Hinin TV, adding that he felt stabbed in the back and no longer loved her.
No
That sounds
kidding, he
about par
doesn't
for the
love her
course. That
anymore.
is the ultimate betrayal, and it makes sense that he would fall out of love with her following this revelation. The wife admitted she became obsessed with the streamer. Chat logs reportedly showed her asking him to call her baby, though she insisted they never met offline. With a
Yeah, okay. No. I'm calling bullshit. The chat log showed her asking him to call her baby. But I will guarantee you. She insisted they never meet offline. Oh, sorry. She insisted they never met offline. Sorry. I misread that. Yeah, dear, yeah, they never met offline, but I guarantee you she desperately wanted to meet him offline. Yeah, I guarantee. I thought I misread that. It's like she insisted they never meet, but it's met. Okay.
Savings wiped out and 80,000 yuan in debt. Lu now plans to recover half of the couple's common property before filing for divorce. Just crazy. I hope he gets whatever he needs here in order to rebuild his life, because it's basically starting from scratch now thanks to her.
If I were to guess, she's probably, if I were to guess, she'd be late 30s or early 40s. That would be my guess. Is the wife herself is late 30s or early 40s. Yeah, well, they have a kid and married for 8 years does not necessarily mean late 20s, Atanashi. They could have married late. My gut is telling me late 30s. I could be wrong, but that's what my gut says.
Also hope she doesn't get to keep the child. I hope he gets full custody because clearly she can't be trusted with the welfare of another human being, considering she was willing to spend all of their money on a complete fucking stranger just so he'd call her baby. Like, that is not a mom. That is a terminal gooner. So hopefully, I'm rooting for the husband in this case. Based on all available information, it seems like this should be a slam dunk for him. But man, I don't even know where you go from this point forward in his shoes. That's so fucking tough. It's heartbreaking.
Yeah,
And in
that's
stories like this,
insane.
I always wonder if the streamer ever gets made aware of it. I understand there's no obligation for the streamer to like give the money back, but
I bet you the streamer may not have been told about it, but this made the news. And I will bet you the streamer probably read the news and realized, oh shit. Because considering how much money was sent to him, and the fact that she insisted in his chat to call him him to call her baby, the minute this news story broke, he read that and just went, oh, oh shit. And realize. Because chances are Chinese streamers do not receive that level of donations on the regular. So that level of donations, or however it's done on China's streaming service, like he would instantly recognize that that high won amount and go, "Oh crap, I know who that is. Oh shit." So he knows. He absolutely knows.
I feel like if the streamer in this case heard what happened and what was actually going on, I imagine he'd probably want to help the guy here, at least in some capacity,
Maybe.
right? You would think.
Maybe.
Because, I mean, come on, if you boil it down, this is the guy's money that was being distributed like Johnny fucking Appleseed by his wife without him ever even knowing it. So you basically got your hands on some other guy's money that he never.
Cortanus, you are right about that. She likely didn't give him that money in large sums, but streamers will recognize the frequent donors. They with the streamer that is regularly getting frequent donations, even in like moderately large amounts, they will definitely remember those chatters. Even if she didn't like do it all in one lump sum, but she was doing it like 1,000 won here, 2,000 won there, the streamer is going to remember that. They 100% will remember the person that is consistently giving them fairly substantial donations. So he knows. Now, whether or not she does anything, who's to say? Because you know what? Some streamers are assholes. Some streamers literally just do this. They're purely money motivated, and they don't care where it comes from, and they don't care if someone goes into crippling debt because they donate to them. Some streamers are like that, unfortunately. They're like that. They're like that in North America. They're like that over in China. If someone is streaming from somewhere, there will be someone that doesn't care where the money comes from. They only care that other people are donating them money, which is a sick fucking attitude to have. I absolutely despise any streamer. Like fucking Lacey has that attitude. That's why I think Lacey is a scumbag streamer. Lacey is like, I'm not getting enough donos. I'm not getting enough money. I'm not making enough money on streaming. And that was when he was like, I'm leaving Kick because I don't make you're not making me enough money. So I'm leaving all the people on Kick and I'm just streaming on Twitch. Oh, my big stuff's on Twitch and fuck Kick because it's not making me enough money. That is an absolute dog shit attitude. I fucking hate streamers that have that attitude because it's disgusting. And it makes me wonder, why do people even watch a person like that if they're only doing it for the money and they're not actually trying to provide fun and entertainment for the people that are taking part in their streams? That is the whole purpose of streaming, in my view. The whole purpose of streaming in the first place is to have fun, enjoy yourself for a few hours, and have the people that come to your streams have fun and enjoy themselves for a few hours. It should be mutually enjoyable. And yes, sometimes rage and do thing. Yes, we sometimes do rage, absolutely. But it's something like there's a mutual enjoyment and a mutual entertainment factor in there between the streamer and the audience. It's not monetarily transactional, in my opinion. That is not what streaming is about. It is not about a monetary transactional endeavor. It is about streamers are entertainers. Okay? I am, effectively speaking, an entertainer. That is one big part of why I stream, is to be, I want to have fun, of course, but to entertain you guys, to give you guys a couple hours of just fun, enjoyment, maybe some rage, but just like to be entertained, to get out of, if you've been having a bad day, you can come on the screen and you can forget about that bad day for a few hours, because hopefully I am entertaining for you guys. And that's the whole thing with streaming, in my view. That's the purpose behind it. This streamer that this woman sent $94,000 US variety to him may not care. She may be like Lacey and is just strictly a financially transactional streamer. He may only care about getting those dollars, or want, as the case may be. Unfortunately, he may not give a shit and just go, thanks for the money, bitch, pocket. Unfortunately, we don't know. Unfortunately, we don't know.
Even knew he was missing in the first place. That's gotta feel terrible, right? Like, I don't know, I just feel like if the streamer knew, he'd probably want to at least give some of it back. Like, I imagine he's not gonna have all $94,000 still readily available or anything, but I just imagine if they knew, they would probably want to help. And that's how I feel about a lot of these cases, like the last one we covered, I suppose, with the hundreds of thousands of dollars donated to that female streamer. I imagine if she ever knew, she'd probably want to give it back too. I don't know. But I never really hear about that happening, so I'm guessing they never even catch wind of it, or I guess maybe they don't care. That's also equally possible. I just have to imagine with that amount of money,
unfortunately, that is a very good possibility. You would know a little something
about the person donating it, especially if they're asking you to call them baby. I would think that there'd probably be some kind of knowledge on who.
Yeah, Garrett, you're right. Charlie is being optimistic because Charlie is something of an optimist. Yeah, he looks at things like on a serious level, but all the times I've seen, Charlie talking, I do think in the end, I do believe Charlie is an optimist. He is hoping for the best for this man and his child. Yeah, and yeah, I agree, Atashi. He's kind of viewing it as a streamer himself, viewing it from his perspective, where if that had occurred with him, he would have instantaneously tried to find the gentleman and try and give all the money back to him. But by that, I'm saying is he is, in that respect, he is an optimist. He does try, despite covering a lot of negative news stuff, he does actually try to look at the positive thing. That's why, yeah, because he's such a chill guy, he does try to look on the positive as best he can, which is a fantastic attitude for him to have. It's why, you kind of have to try and maintain optimism, because otherwise everything is going to be doom and gloom, and that leads to the road of depression. So you've got to try and maintain some optimism. You can't just be all about everything sucks, nothing's going to get better, there's no hope for this. That's not a mindset to go through life with, because at some point you will get to the stage of, if everything is horrible, why am I even bothering with life? And that is not a road I want anybody to go down. And that's why I try and keep the positive. It's why I try and, while we talk about serious stuff, I try and have upbeat stuff on my stream, because I do want to try and, keep some positivity up. Not let everything be doom and gloom.
Who's behind that account? Like, for example, back, it was probably like 2016, 2017, someone donated $31,000 to me. The first thing I did was try and reach that person to find out who the fuck this was, because that could have been someone that was about to take their own life and just giving all their money away, which is fucking terrifying. Or it could have been someone that's making an extremely financially irresponsible decision that's ruining their life. Or it could genuinely be a multimillionaire that's just throwing around money because it doesn't matter to them anymore. That third thing happens occasionally in the streaming space where some
It
fucking
does.
crazy, like, wumbo rich person just donates a lot of money willy-nilly.
Yep. For those of you that have followed Finster, that happened to her. That back during Finn's early days of streaming, that happened to her. She had a chatter, 10 muses. Yeah, Finn had a chatter, 10 muses, that was routinely donating thousands of dollars to her every stream. Like, it was the event. I don't know if she might have cried the first time, but it sort of kind of became like a running gaffe where, 10 muses would just start like it turned into a running joke where 10 muses would start donating, like doing like huge donos, like $100, then $500, then $1,000. That like, and Finn was kind of it was kind of a routine between them where she'd basically start calling him daddy on stream. But I think it was like a thing that they'd worked out between the two of them. And Finn actually had contact with 10 Muses offline because she wanted, when it first started happening, she was like, what the fuck is going on? And got together with her mods and like actually one of her mods actually reached out to 10 Muses and had a very well conversation and basically vetted him to make sure there wasn't something fucky happening with all this. And 10 Muses ended up having a very nice friendship relationship with Finn. Finn had actually reached out to him once or twice when she had medical concerns regarding herself because, yeah, he was a surgeon. And so, in that, when it happened, with Finn and 10 Muses, it was done as a positive. It was all done positively. But it's understandable, like, when someone does a massive fucking donation like that, for a streamer to go, oh, wait, what the fuck? What the fuck is going on? Like, especially when it's a donation, when it's like beyond like subs and bits. Like, you guys, holy hell, with your sub and bits, you guys are fucking amazing with that, especially like tonight. But when you're talking about donations, that's something else. When someone is doing those massive levels of donations, yeah, there's a concern of, is this person okay? Are they running a scam? Are they suicidal and they're just giving away all their riches? Are they looking to get something from the streamer? Like, hey, I gave you thousands of dollars. I want something in return. Are they doing a chargeback scam? So yeah, it's completely understandable why, with Charlie, with way Charlie's talking about is like, what the hell's going on? Kind of like that red leg. Jesus, what the fuck, red leg? Jesus, what are you doing? Oh my God, you're at it again. But they're red leg.
Take my money.
No, don't do that. No. Yeah, of course, just to prove a point, of course.
For fun. And in the case of that moment, that was the case. That person was the CEO of a pretty large company overseas, and I talked to them pretty extensively for a little while, offering multiple times to send that money back because even still, that is just way too much to just be giving away. But
Yeah.
The point I'm making is, I feel like in most cases, when a donation number gets that high, this crazy, you'd probably at the very least be curious enough to know who's, Scrooge McDuck over here tossing around all this meat, right?
Absolutely.
So I just feel like you
Yes.
probably know a little something about the person. So when a story like this breaks, like, I think you would probably catch wind of it, but I don't know. I guess not. I just feel really bad for the husband. Like, that's kind of the meat and potatoes of it. Like, I just really
the
hope
husband just caught
he's
the
able
ass
to
end of
rebuild
this.
his life after what his wife fucking did to him. It's just terrible. I'm wishing him and his child the best. That's really about it. So, yeah.
Yeah, that's just Holy hell, that's just heartbreaking. It really is. I thank you, Gramps, for the gifted. Thank you very much. Yeah, it's this is why what Charlie was just talking about is precisely why I specifically tell you guys that I never want you to feel any obligation to donate. That I try to engage with every single one of you as best I can. Granted, my chat is growing and it can be hard to keep up with, but it's why I tell you guys all the time that I don't want anyone to ever come into my stream and feel any obligation that they need to spend money in my stream. Baconator, you're not helping, but thank you. It's it's this exact reason why I make that clear. It's why I want to make that clear, because so many streamers out there have this expectation that they're just begging for money every stream, and I have to make it very clear I'm not. If you spend time if you are in my stream for 5 years, God willing, I'm able to keep streaming, and I'm gonna go 5 years and even beyond, and you never spend a dime, I'm happy with that. You don't have to spend a dime in my stream for me to be happy that you're here and to talk with you and engage with you. Not a thing. I just want to make a fun stream for people to come to. And so far, I think I've succeeded. And I want to keep succeeding in that respect.